Hi all, today we are going to see about Angular component. So if you want to create any Angular application, you should be use component. You can create your application using component by component. So what is component? So component is a one part of partial view. So you can combine so many components in a single view. So if you want to build your application, let's say if you are building a admin panel, so it's having the header, footer, left menu and main content. So all those information we can make it as a separate component. Header is a separate component and left menu is a separate component and the footer is the separate component. So same like that, you can create one each, and for each functionality you can create one component, and then you can create one main component to plug all those components in a structured way. So this is how our understanding about the component. So let me move on to our practical session. So this is a very first Angular application. So I'm just open my Visual Studio Code editor. For that you can use a command prompt. So I can use a code space dot, press enter. It will open up your Visual Studio Code editor for editing your HTML and TypeScript content. So yeah, it's opening. I'm just close this window. So this is a Visual Studio Code window. So here you can see all our Angular application files. So in the source we have app and app routing and app HTML, all the files it's having. So press Ctrl tilde symbol, it will open up the terminal. So it's this terminal is like your command prompt window. So in Visual Studio Code they are providing the command prompt window as a terminal. So you can run your ng command here, and you can run your Angular application, debug your Angular application here. So let me check first. We need to we just create a component. For that, creating a component we need to use ng command. So I'm just giving the command. Once it is, yeah, now it's opening. So now we are going to create our first Angular component. For that you need to use ng g for generate. You can use generate full word, or you can give a short form of g, and component c for component, it's a short form, and your component name. I'm just giving the component name employee salary, employee list, or employee information. So if you press enter, so it will create 3 files for us. So 4 files it will create, and it will update one file, existing file. So I will tell you, this will take few seconds. So what are the files it will create? The first one is CSS file it will create and also it will create a TypeScript file and HTML file and spec.ts file. So what is the use of CSS file? So in if you are having one component, with that component having some special style information, all that information having in that CSS file. And also HTML, what is that HTML file contains? It will contain your view information. So normal HTML view, it is there in a HTML file, and spec.ts file we are not touch right now because it's a unit test file. So if you are testing your Angular application using Karma or Jasmine, you can use the spec.tss file. So and what is TypeScript file, normal.ts file. This is your it's like your JavaScript. So what are the things you can done? You can create your class informations, your model information, or you can click event information. All the functions and methods and properties are there in a TypeScript file. So here it will create the 4 files. One is employee info component.html and spec.ts and normal TypeScript file, and one is source file, that is CSS file. And look at the last line. This will update one more file, that is app.module.ts. In that app.module.ts you can see now, so we have created the employee info component. That component automatically here added, and also it is added in the declaration as well. So I will explain this in the module information in the next video, next coming session. But as of now, we can see, you can if you are creating any new component, it should be imported in your app module file, and also it should be declared in the declaration part. So so in previous Angular 2, while coming the Angular 2 in the previous, so we can give all those information explicitly. We need to write all those information. We need to import all the component, whatever the component you are creating. But in Angular 4 onwards, while creating the component itself, it will update the module file. So that is the advantage over we are using in Angular 2 and now. So coming to our component, so just it will create, you can see the folder, it will create one folder, employee info, what are the name we have given. So in that we have 4 files. It is created: employee.info.html, SCSS, spec.ts and TypeScript. So which one is the main file here? The employee info component.ts is a main file. So this is a component. This is a component metadata. You can call it as this is all the metadata. So what this component this component will have, it's how you can refer it's a component. So it's like this is the annotation. This annotation tells this is the component class, this is the component class, and which is having the right now which is having the 3 properties. So I will explain you. This is the selector, which means this, if you want to use this component in any other component or any other module, you can use this selector to this selector is like your HTML tag. So you can call this as a HTML tag in your any other component, and the template URL. This is your TypeScript view information. So which HTML, which view you are going to see while using this component, while calling this component. So this is the HTML you are going to see, and what are the style informations. If you are having more than one information, you can use the more than one style sheet here, and also you can create your style information in your source file. This is this style URL refers your component having some predefined or user defined style sheet we can provide. So you can provide any margin padding or left padding or width height you can increase. So some for that component only you can use that CSS file, and then you can write your CSS information in that file. This is referring this component only, so it will affect this component only, and it will export. So it will should all be, whenever a component is created, it will create one export class. This is why we can, if you are creating export class, we can import in anywhere in your application. So that is the reason it will importing in the module file. So and also it is having the constructor. So if you learn the life cycle of Angular application, so this is the first stage and this is the second stage. So how, so they are provide a lot of ng on, you need ng view, you need ng after, you need a lot of life cycle information out there. So you can search one by one, you can learn one by one. So as of now we are going to see about the component only. So this is the component, so we are creating, and in the HTML, if you open HTML, it's having the just paragraph information, employee info, works, something like that, and then you can see the source file, there is no styles. So and also you can see the inspector, it will create some information for unit testing. So this is right now this is no need, so I'm just close this one. So this is the component we have created, so I want to use in our application. So I'm just running, first I am just run the application, so it will take some time. So I will explain. If you are having one component, if you have created one component, but I want to see in my web page, so how we can see. First in your index file there are you can see body and app root. This app root is a selector which is having it is also one component. This app root is a one component. This is a selector. So if you are going to the app component.ts file, so which is the selector, you can see the selector is app root. So this is this selector is called as a HTML tag. So we can, if you want to show your app component information, you should use your selector. So here they are using app root. So in that app root, what they are seeing in that app component, so which one is associated HTML file, this is app.component.html, this is a view. So here they are providing div information and welcome message they are providing, and here are some links to the providing, and also they are providing some image, Angular image. So this is a default default template they are Angular they are giving. So I'm just running first. I'm just running how it's look like. First we just run the application, we'll see how it's look like, and then we can embed our component whatever we have created in the previously, so we can embed. But as of now I'm just changing that we have created one component, right? I'm just changing the name, so that HTML content I'm just changing. So I'm just creating a table information table. You can create one table with the table row you can create, and then table data, table head you can create, table head like name, just copy and paste, address, phone number. So and another tier I'm going to create td. With the td I'm just provide proper current. I'm just providing the address like Chennai, and I'm changing the phone number 8489796. I'm just copy paste five information I'm going to give. So Tirithala Prakash Ram Ravi. So something like that. You can create your own table information. So I'm just created the employee information component. I'm just created the table information, and you can see you can run your enter your localhost 4200 default port. It will run your Angular application. It's running. Yeah, now it's showing this is the default template they are giving, Angular they are giving. So and our component is employee info component.html. So in our app component HTML, so we have we have a default template. So I'm just delete all this default template. So just leave it that router outlet. So this one I will explain in the next sessions. So this is a important concept in Angular. So I'm going to explain in the future videos. So we just focus about our component only. So our component selector. So we need to select our component selector. So I'm just copy this selector name. This is editable. This is they are giving the predefined one. So you can modify whatever you want. So I'm just giving employee info. So it's a user defined selector. So save and copy the selector name. So I'm just go to that app component file, and then you are going to give your selector as a HTML tag. I'm going to give employee info and close the employee tag. So now you are embedded your employee info component in our app component. So this is a base component. So I'm included the employee info component in that base component. So Control S, save. This will take some time to it will automatically build your application, and automatically it will render this application. So what this application now it will show is this will show the table information. So this is the things it will show. So it's still running. 5 more % is there. So you can create n number of components, and then you can use in your whatever the parent component you want, you can use that child components. So here I am using one component. If I am creating any new another component, so I'm just creating employee list something. So if I am creating any new component employee list, so I can give, or else I am going to create one navigation component navcom. So you can give, or else you can give header component you can give. So something like that you can you can give n number of components based on your requirement, and also you can provide a structured component. So you can create a template design component. So for that I am going to explain in the later video section how you are going to create a template in web template in your Angular application, or in the existing template you have. So you can how you can reuse in your Angular Angular application. So I will teach you in the next in the later videos, but we just think about, and running completed, and we'll see the output. Yeah, now see, this is the output: name, address, phone number, all those things it will having. So if you want give cell border, you can give border one table border you can give. So it will so I think table border, I think I forgot. So I will give as of now I will give one class. I am just creating one class. The class name is style table style. So this class will have, in the source file you can give dot style. You can provide your style information. I'm just giving background color like something like aqua biscuit. So I'm just giving, so and save your all changes. It will run. See, the styles also applied. So one component having 4 files: HTML, CSS, and TypeScript, and spec.ts. So we are going to we worked on HTML file, CSS file, and TypeScript file. So this HTML file is your main file, which is having all your component information, which view it will redirect, it will point, which style it will point, all those information it will have, and also your class properties, methods, and all your click event functions are there in employee.ts files. And your HTML files only it is having the view informations. So how you are going to embed your component in your any other component? So using that selector name. So this is a selector name we are created in that employee info. This is the selector name. This is what we can use. So that's all. This is about Angular component. We'll see in the next video. Thanks for watching.